Hi everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I just wanted to go through a folio that I've recently created. I followed a tutorial from Michelle Allen called Home Again Folio. I'll link it below if you would like to follow along and create your own version of this. I did change a few aspects around which I'll show you throughout the video, but I just wanted to take you through what I've done. I used mostly Uniquely Creative for the papers. They had a release in, I think it was February's release, which was all about travel, and I subscribed to both the collection kit and also the storybook kit, so I ended up having a lot of double ups. And although I haven't also incorporated a lot of other type of paper as well, I mostly did use theirs, and to be honest, it's one of the best papers I've ever used to compile something like this. The thickness, the way that it cut, the way that it looks, how sturdy it made the album, it is really nice. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So this is the front cover. It is a tie closure, which I haven't done up at the moment. These stickers here are from Spotlight. I can't remember the name of the sticker set, but it is thick cardboard, and I've just stuck them on, and then they weren't really sticking the best, so I've gone and used some glue behind those, and then I just have the word here from the Uniquely Creative cut aparts that you get as part of the collection. And then I've used this paper here, which is not from Uniquely Creative. There's a story behind it, so bear with me. So this paper here I've had in my collection for ages. I have no idea where it is from, but I have then also used it on the spine, and then Uniquely Creative is on the back. I still have a little bit of work to do, but I really wanted to get this video out and to show you guys. I need to put something here. For some reason I didn't cut straight, so I just need to put some decorative strip here, and then what happened is I forgot to put the tie closure. So the way that I've worked around that is there is these huge cut apart, and it fit in with my theme, so I've used this cut apart to hide my closure. I also need to put some decorative paper onto the edges here. So you open it up, and the story behind my front cover is this has a lot of pages, and that's why I like this folio. I really wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to try some things that aren't in Michelle's video, and I thought that this layout with all of its gussets would be a great project to do it with. So when I opened it up and I was getting all of my pages ready and I was laying it out flat, I thought this was my front cover. So I spent a lot of time and a lot of effort making sure that I had cut this page out correctly. This page is also from Uniquely Creative. I also have got a strip that was at the bottom of one of the cut apart pages. So this was meant to be my cover. As you can see, it's absolutely gorgeous, stunning. These two pages here I've got mimicked from Michelle, where you can just put a photo if you want to. I am contemplating putting a photo in here, but this one I do plan to leave blank because of the contents of this folio. I also do have to put in a strip in this section here as well. But yes, this was meant to be my front cover, but it was all black and it all just meshed into one thing, so we don't have that. I'm going to start with this side here, which is my left side, and as I said, it is quite big, so I'll try to fit it all in as best as I can. So this section here is a copy from Michelle. This section here is actually a copy from another tutorial that I watched, and I will have this linked below as well. This was a tutorial from Jack Scraps. I'll have this linked below where I watched this tutorial. I actually first saw this in Carolina Craft's large baby photo album tutorial and review, where she's used Echo Park to decorate a kit, and in that I really liked the layout that she did, and I like anything that involves me not having to use a magnet, so I really wanted to find out how she did this, and that's when I watched her video. She followed a tutorial from Jack Scraps, and I will have those all linked below. So this section here is kind of like a waterfall, I guess you would say, but the reason I loved it is because of this. This is actually the closure. So this slides up and it opens. I haven't finished yet, as you can see. I didn't know what I wanted to put in there, and I kind of wanted to cut it off, but I think if I cut it off it's too short, so I'm just still playing around with that. And then what I've done is I've kind of taken on a scrapbooky, card making, decorative, piece together, patchwork kind of thought process to what I've done here, because although I had an excess of paper for the travel kits, I didn't have enough to cover all of this project, and I wanted to make it work and last as much as possible. So this is where my extra papers have come into play, and also where scraps from the collection have come into play. I also used the industrial papers that came in the February or March storybook, I think it was. They came in really useful to this project because I think that the colors and the theme, which is these ones here, it matches in with the coloring of the wood and everything else. So all of these pages you will see are generally going to be a mismatch of pages. So this, once you open it, this opens up like this, and I'll try to get that all in. As you can see, it's huge, but then it also flips in to be like this. And what my plan is that anything that's mostly just the one tone, that will have a picture, and anything that's multiple tones, I might put a picture like here, but in the other section and like this section here, I probably won't. And then it's the same concept for this section here. So this section will pop out like so, and then it will lay flat like that. So it was fun to challenge myself to do something a bit different, and I really do like how simple and easy this closure was to put together. It just means that, as I said, anything that I can do to not use a magnet, given how expensive magnets are, I am all about that life. So that turned out really, really nice. I'm really impressed with that. And also, as I said, I liked this project because I could do a lot of bulky things. This side of the project is actually really nice and thick and sturdy, and I wish that I had copied this concept over to this side of the planner. However, that just didn't turn out. I followed the directions for the rest of it, and the rest of it is lovely, but I had the room to do this, so I wish that I had it. This section here is a pocket, and what I've done is I've just done a layering piece here. So we have just the world map. I went to Europe, so I want to use my Europe photos in this planner, so I've just cut out the section that is Europe, and then I've just gone and stuck some decorative things in here. These will be photo mats, so this one I've started and this one I'm still working on, and they will just live in behind the take a trip like that. So then this opens up and we have these two sections. So once again, love the fact that it is not using a magnet, so I can take this out, and this is a closure, and you can put a photo on the back of here, or you can just put journal notes. Once again, I've gone and put the layers on to fill out my pages, and then we open it up and I've just got this at the top and just the same coloring down the bottom with this in the middle, and this is stuck on, and I'll put a photo here. This lifts up here so that I can put a photo fully under there if I want to. I just thought if I put a photo directly onto this wood pattern, it would kind of just meld into the background. So I thought if I layer it in black, well, at least then it will stand out. So I like how that turned out as well. And then this is just using this concept, which I did do in my other folio. I didn't do it as well as what this tutorial helped me do, so at least I have that in my arsenal for the next time that I make something. Then we'll move across to this middle section here. Middle section here, I don't know fully what I'm going to do with it yet, but I have left it open to actually putting photos on every single page. So we have this. Now, this section at the start is a bit of a mixture of papers and textures and everything else like that. Most of the papers that you've seen at this point are from the travel kit that was part of the collection, and one of the pages, which is in the deep part of this particular area, when I saw it I really liked it, but I wanted to use as much of it as I could, but I wanted to use it in this section. And how I've managed to accomplish this is it's this piece of paper here, which is like a stamp, and I've got this stuck down here so I can put a photo here. This is the mismatch. This is left open so that I can slide a photo under here, and then I'll stick this down so that it frames it, and then it can also be visible from the outside. This is the only spot I've used a magnet for, because when you see what's inside, it needs something firmer to close it down, and with having these two closures either end of it, I just thought to follow the tutorial was the best option here, because it just makes everything blend in that little bit nicer. So this is the main collection that is part of this back area here. Then we have this section here where I've just put this little banner and I've put this cutout here. This is another spot I probably will put a photo here, but I also thought I might just leave it because there will definitely be a photo here. This part down the bottom is using the same paper as what is up the top and on the back of this page. This one flips up and we have the tag. This is open so that you can also put a photo in. And then we have this, which is the whole point of this section here. So this page, and then the bottom part of this section here all match. And I just thought that it was a nice kind of concept. If I had more of the paper, I would have liked to have made all of the internals match it, but I still like how it turns out. This section here is the whole pizzazz, I guess, of the folio. There's another one in the other section as well. And this is why I liked this tutorial. It gave me an opportunity to do things that I probably wouldn't have done, because the way that Michelle describes things, it is very easy to replicate. So this is a pop-up book. And I love how this turned out. I went and used my scraps to do the background. I could put 2 photos here, and as you can see, it just pops up when you open it. And the effect is just really nice. And then you have this full piece here, so it just looks like it's fully matted around the edges. It turned out really, really nice. So that's that side done. As you can see, you can hold a lot of photos in this side. Now we're going to move to this side. Now this side is, I feel, more basic. There is an element in here which is the pizzazz part, but I think that for me, if I was to do this one next time, I would replicate what I've done in this side for this section here, or what I would do on this internal page, I would put a waterfall. And I think I'd probably do a waterfall so that way I've got a little bit of this on that side and that on that side. I think a waterfall would work really, really nice here, and you could do a really big one as well, or you could do one of those interchangeable ones as well. You've definitely got the space still. So this one, I'm not going to put a photo on. I like that you open it up and all of your photos live underneath. I've got enough room for photos as it is. Then we open it up here, and this is one of the sections that I did change. So on Michelle's, this is just a single belly band, and on mine, I've made it a double belly band. So I can take out all of these, and we have a belly band here, and then we have a belly band so through here. And I've gone and made just a whole bunch of tags within the color theme that I'm going for, and also just using some scraps. These will either have photos or they could be used for some journaling. And then as you can see, this one here just goes under here like this. And I just liked how it just created a little bit of a different kind of view. And as I said, this is the page where I think that a waterfall would look really, really nice. And once again, you have the space to put a waterfall here. This here is another pocket, and I'm not confident that I will stick to what I've got going on here. My other concept is to put a tag, which I'll show you on the next page. But at the moment, what I've done is I've just created this little edge here. I'm either going to put photos here and here, or I might put the tag that I can't find, or I've got these cutouts. I've also got some that I'm working on finishing. I just need to map them so they can also live in here, or they can live in this side here. As I said, I'm trying to fill it because I've got the room and I need it for the stability. This side is nice and stocky. This is not going anywhere. This is still a little bit squishy. So the more that I can kind of bulk it up, the better I think it will look in the end. So this is just decorative. I'm either going to have photos on the back here, or I am going to use the photo mats for that section. So then this opens. Once again, loving the fact that I don't need to have a magnet closure. So this one here just slides out, and in Michelle's version, this just slides in and out. I found for me, I like to have a stopper. So what I've done is I've just used this cutout as my little stopper so it won't go any further. And then you also know which way to kind of put it in. I can put photos on the back here. I can journal on it. I can do whatever I like. This then opens up. This here was just a spare piece of paper that I had in my collection, along with these colour here. So what I've done is, because of the front cover that I ended up having to go with, that has some pink in it, but none of the travel pages had pink. So I thought if I bring that in using these pages here, it's just a subtle reference so that the front page isn't highlighted too much with being so different. This one here is the main showstopper of this section here. So this is the tag that I'm talking about, that I've got another version of something similar, and it actually does look really nice here. I just don't know if I want to stick it down. I wish I knew where I put it. I found it. So what I'm talking about is this slid under here. I think that looks really nice, but I don't know whether or not I want to commit to that. I could still put photos under here if I wanted to, but I think that looks really nice as it is. So, I mean, I could also put slide-ins if I wanted to, but I might just leave that there so I don't lose it again, but I don't know. So getting back to this section here, this is the showstopper piece, and I've just used some twine. This twine came in one of the collections that I have, and I've used that here and also on the tag on the other page. This is going to be cool. Ready? Let's go. So this pops up. So I've got these 4 spots here for photos, and what I've done is the cut off from the front page, because it makes a scene. I've cut it and I've cut it down to fit. It wasn't big enough to fit this whole section, so then I've used this, which is from the industrial kit, to kind of back it off. And I think having photos over these sections up here, I think that will tie it all in. It all, as I said, it all just kind of fit together really nicely. And then I've just used one of the cut aparts here that says "See the World," and I just think it looks really nice. This is the first time I've done one of these. I've seen many tutorials for them, and I thought that they looked harder than what this actually was, but it looks really nice. And then what I've done is I did just have this flat, and I was contemplating putting a photo on the top, but I kind of liked having the tag. I think that, as I said before, there's enough spots in here for photos as it is, so I didn't need any more photo spots. I really wanted to use up the cutter parts that came with this kit because they're absolutely gorgeous. And then I've just gone and stuck some other things with it as well, just to make it stand out a little bit. But that's the folio here. Thanks guys so much for watching. I hope that you liked it, and I hope that you liked the final product. I'll have everything linked below. I will have links to the kits if they're still available from Uniquely Creative. As I said, I can't speak highly enough of the papers. This is my first time really using the papers in a scrapbooky way, and they are lovely. As I said, their thickness, how they're sturdy this is, especially this side, which is the thicker side and the side that I've used most of the papers on, it is nice and sturdy. It's not going to go anywhere. That's what it looks like from above. As you can see, this side's really chunky, this side's not so chunky, but I've got room and it can grow. And if you've got a big project where you need to store lots of photos, this is definitely the folio for you. I'll tie this up so that you guys can see what it looks like once it's all done. This was just spare ribbon that I had lying around in my craft room. I thought it would look pretty, which it really does. So that's it, guys. That's my folio. I hope that you like it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.